Into Akali though, hard to find something. We've mainly seen the Akali be picked into the Azeras. You know what? DnDn and Udyr, it just makes sense. And I do agree with you. I think that Udyr is really one of those champions where while you're winning, he's amazing. Because the Jax, so that there is an opportunity to maybe do some weird flexing. Not going to be any of that, as it is finally the Talia that really picks up here by Colby. Very much in his wheelhouse. I do think he's a great control mage player, but not necessarily the strongest when it comes to her space in the meta at the moment.
Not going to be ahead by too much in this early stage of the game. And also, you could imagine that Counter-Strike would have a fair bit of value here as, ooh. That's what happens sometimes. You throw the rocks in the wrong direction as, oh, similar story there as the flip.
Not that easy for Silva to land a flash Q here.
Oh, just barely breaking away from that
Peter's
one.
there.
Yeah, he's making his way, and that's a flash over from Sylvie as Seitab desperately wanting to get that Shroud back. He does get it.
That they went that aggressive does mean that Seitab is a little bit... Oh, as he gets the cancel.
Kind of knew that he was there from DRX in this early stages. Okay, Sponge could be in trouble. Bubble going to come down, doesn't quite find Sylvie as cease and desist comes in. Jiwoo going to be the first one to come up as Sponge does survive. Letter, of course, helping him out there as Seitab just going to 1 versus 3. Not sure about that one as Teddy is going to turn up as well. The culling, fair bit of damage. Sylvie finds right the edge of the Vault Breaker, forcing the flash out from Teddy.
And Nongshim definitely going to feel better about that exchange there because they are the ones that only had to invest Peter's heal. As DnDn did not back, whereas Rascal did, but he doesn't seem to care whatsoever.
Not too worried about it. As, yeah, the Grandmaster's might is utilized, and Rascal just says, I don't have enough.
I'm sorry!
I can't counter this.
And the guy's tech, he just builds tank outside of that. Don't go in on Xin. We've learned this lesson.
Indeed. Well, Sponge is going to go in on Xin. And Rascal's going to join him there as well. DnDn in a little bit of trouble here as the Udyr is going down low. That is going to be the first kill, but it's traded immediately. Sylvie goes down as well. 2 for Rascal as Teddy turns up, but he's got a few extra enemies there than he would like. Seismic Shove doesn't find him. Teddy will be able to walk his way out. Grub's going to go over to DRX, and that is going to be 3 apiece. No one with an advantage on the Kevin side.
Really nicely done there here for DRX. Able to get Rascal out of the hole that he was put in by DnDn in that 1v1. Closes another fight.
Tidal Wave going to connect onto 2 here towards bottom side. Great bubble onto Jiwoo. Sponge dives in. Crescent Guard going to be there to keep him safe. But no, Sylvie in the area, and Seitab going to hold on to this one. Not sure about that there, Call Me, as he goes into his Shroud. Seitab going to be A-okay. Seitab going to find the backflip onto Sylvie, but isn't going to follow it because that would mean certain death. DnDn might also just say that even sticking around there is going to be enough. More and more difficult. DnDn moving towards the top side of the map to stop this Jax split push. His Trinity Force is now done, and now we're ghosting. All right, DnDn, you've got a long way to run for Rascal to be able to get out of this one. See who's going to be able to win this. Is teleport to come in. That's one way of dealing with it. So I don't know whether he would have survived if he had to walk that entire distance. And he's still pretty happy to go aggressive 1 versus 2 as Nongshim, they're going to park the Rift Herald in the outer turret. Tidal Wave to fly forward.
Immediately trying to punish. There is too much health on this turret initially as TP comes in. Rascal!
Okay, Rascal's revenge.
Just as well. Up in the enemy jungle. Should he be?
Look at Sylvie, biding his time, waiting for that opportune moment as he dives in. Sponge has to use the Crescent Guard, keep himself safe. They even invest the Tidal Wave. Great bubble to mean that only Sylvie can follow up. Seismic Shove looked like it was the Seismic Shove that exploded everyone away from the area, but it was the Blast Cone that did so. And Jiwoo throwing out the Moonlight Vigil. There's another bubble as Sylvie has to flash. The culling now going to sort of not find too much, but that shove was beautiful. Call Me. Finding some value there is now DnDn running forward menacingly.
This composition is, I think, pretty rough to play as... Oh, Rascal.
Now the cease and desist, and that is going to guarantee the Seismic Shove. Sylvie will take a couple of turret shots as, all right, who's answering very nicely as well. Weaver's Wall to come forward, and Teddy's walking on rocks. Can't do that, can't relentless pursue away as cease and desist is going to say no to the Blast Cone. Double kill for Jiwoo.
Health bars are somewhat low, but only on Call Me. I don't think that's enough.
Some serious heroism going to need to happen here, but you can see Rascal just getting thrown around like a ragdoll. Satab diving in.
Not enough damage.
Yeah, not going to be able to find too much here. DnDn just says, get out of here. And they are going to have to agree. The Baron goes down, and DnDn ain't done. He's just charging on top of Pleta. And he's going to say, my work here is done. Teleport to come in as Rascal makes his way back. And Colmey's clearing out vision. Let's see whether Rascal can get something done here as he dives on in. Decent counter-strike as Satab will turn up as well. It looks like Colmey might just be okay. And DnDn, he's a brick wall.
Putting a lot of pressure on Sponge, on the Xin Zhao to get anything going because the rest of the team doesn't have that much agency, and relying on Teddy to beat this big mid-game carry doesn't seem to be working. As DnDn is he just doesn't care, man. He's reliable, Evelyn. No. The reality that we're looking at is Colmey takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, we'll get culled a little bit. Doing too much as DnDn is in the enemy base. And the turret is just dead. Satab knows his target. He looks for Colmey, doesn't find the Shuriken though, as Rascal can't get into that backline, especially not with his Kali out of the fight. Cease and desist comes in. Tidal Wave trying to stop this battle as Sponge gonna get thrown back and destroyed. DnDn just in that front line, making sure that no one can do anything, and the Moonlight Vigil goes wide. That will mean that DRX can make it out without losing too much more, but their inhibitor not going to be so lucky. They're going to continue pushing. Not sure about that, Nongshim. It's 26 minutes into this game, but it looks like they do want to grab themselves a Nexus turret. Seismic Shove going to go wide. Jax looking for a little bit of a flank angle. Doesn't quite find it, though, and Rascal's going to be taken down. DnDn walking forward.
True, DnDn.
That's what he's doing.
And Teddy actually invested his flash there. Oh, Sponge.
Yeah, Sponge, I think, might be in a little bit of trouble here as he tries to go aggressive onto Colmey. He avoids a fair bit of damage there, but he gets the good old deft thumbs up.
Or rather, attribute to a kill, you're still alive, and someone dies within 3 seconds of you damaging them. You get a really big AoE heal, as game might be over, Atlas.
Yeah, that's a Seismic Shove. Teddy is just going to get punched, and that is going to be the end of the Lucian. DnDn is running, he's walking, he's sprinting, he's doing all of the movement things, and it is terrifying for DRX as they are losing Nexus turrets left and right. The right one going down just now. Sponge fresh out of the death chamber and straight back in, and the Nexus is exposed. Nongshim with a 2-0 start to 2024. It cannot get much better than that for this squad. Looking brilliant straight out of the gate.